I'm talking about the freshwater distribution system, aka the plumbing system. So I want to discuss a couple of tips and maintenance ideas and whatnot to help you understand this one better. First of all, there's two ways that we pressurize the plumbing system and get that fresh water to the sinks and the showers and the dishwasher and whatnot. And that is by way of either your city water or your fresh water holding tank and the water pump. So first, let's talk about city water. This means that you'd be connecting to a hose bib or a spigot somewhere, and you have a hose connected to your city water connection. And then it uses the pressure from the city or county, the municipality, to push water through your whole plumbing system to get to all those sinks and showers that we talked about. And if you've ever been at a campground, you know that the pressure is unreliable and sometimes super excessive, which can be problematic for RVers because the plumbing fittings are rated for about 55 to 65 psi typically, and if the water pressure exceeds that, you can wreak havoc on those fittings. It could cause a leak, and then chasing those leaks down is kind of difficult. It's really time consuming and can be costly to repair. So a lot of RVers will implement a water pressure regulator, much like this. I have a couple here. This one's kind of one of the low end ones. You've seen these before. It's really just a metal plate with a small hole in it, not much bigger than a pinhole, I swear. And if you have long hair, you know that you're probably not washing your hair with one of these. It doesn't let a lot of water through, but it will do the trick and protect your plumbing. There's this other type that has a dial on it that you can actually dial in the PSI that you would like to use. So this is kind of cool as well, and you just connect those near the hose bib. That's where everybody usually connects those. Now let's talk about hoses. I've got a couple of these here that you can use for either system because you're going to have to fill your fresh tank or you will use this for city water connection. So I would connect one end to the hose bib or the spigot, the other to city water connection. This one's just one of those little low end white potable water. Potable means that it doesn't have lead and it's safe for human consumption. There's also some other fun ones that are a little easier to store. This is kind of cumbersome. There's the woven fabric type of hoses that are they're marine grade. You see them for boats and campers, and they're also for potable water. They're safe for human consumption, and they're really lightweight and they squish down and you can store them much easier. They have aluminum connections on the end. I really like those a lot. Make sure that you don't mix the hoses that you're using for potable water with the ones that you would use for a black tank flush. One more thing I want to tell you guys, keep a bunch of these little rubber washers on hand that you see in here. These things leak like crazy. I just keep a packet of those because it just is a nuisance when it's creating a puddle outside. Now let's talk about the fresh tank. The way that you get water into the freshwater holding tank is either by one of these threaded cap fills that this RV has, or you might have a gravity fill. The gravity fill is a little bit bigger hole. You just stick the hose down in there and it feels kind of loose, but that is normal. This threaded cap is just like a garden hose. The way that you know it's full is either by watching your monitor panel. On the gravity fill, water will come gushing back out at you, and that is normal. If you fill the whole tank, there is an overflow opening on the top, and it'll just pour out onto the ground, and don't worry. That's normal as well. The way that you get water from the fresh tank through the system is your on-demand water pump. So it runs on 12 volts DC, so you're going to have to make sure that coach battery stays charged. When you turn it on, when it's called on demand because when you open up a faucet, that is telling the water pump that the pressure is indicative that a human is calling for water, and it'll send water through the whole plumbing system, and you'll hear that rumbling noise. Everybody's heard that before. That part's normal. However, if you have the faucets turned off and you hear some intermittent rumbling, that's not normal, and that could indicate that you have a small leak somewhere. So a couple other pro tips: don't travel with a full holding tank. Water weighs about 8.3 pounds per gallon, and that stuff is heavy. Wait and fill up closer to your destination, or if you have a little bit of water in your tank for washing hands or using the bathroom while you're traveling, that part is good too, but make sure that you don't leave the water pump turned on while you're towing or driving. If anything happened and one of those faucet handles got knocked open, you could have a big water mess when you reach your destinations. So I hope those things were helpful. Hey ladies, are you a female RV traveler, and do you want to learn more about safety and troubleshooting problems and maintaining your own RV? Well, head over to queenbeerv.com. Click on events and you'll get to view the locations of our nationwide women's RV workshop tour. And I hope to see you there.